Good lord, look at that. It's not a Yamaha Tenere. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I've got the new for 2025 BMW F900R in. This is my first ride. This isn't my full review. It's my first impressions of this £9,090 before options. Parallel twin middleweight naked bike that goes up against things like the Street Triple and the Yamaha MT-09, and I think it's a bit of a forgotten BMW, at least until they brought in the F900R Cup race series, the support series for British superbikes back in 2023. I rode that race bike. It's the best time I've ever had on track, so I wanted to ride this new road bike to see if you should be picking this over its more obvious rivals. Look, it's got bird poo on it already. Sorry, BMW. Right, let's ride and find out why you would pick it over its rivals. Now, this has still got a version of the F900 GS's parallel twin, so it's just under 900cc, 270-degree crank, 105 horsepower. I can't remember the torque figure because I'm an amateur. But BMW parallel twins, they're not usually the most exciting thing, but this has got stacks of mid-range. I can already tell from my brief ride up the hill out dorking that this is a brilliant road engine, but I can also tell this is porkier than its rivals. It's about just over 210 kilos ready to go. That's about 15 kilos up on something like a Triumph Street 77765. So yes, it's a weight thing with this bike, but that might work in its favour on bumpy British roads. We'll find out. Now, this bike has got a couple of options. You can get a comfort pack like with mini BMWs that gives you heated grips and cruise control. There's a dynamic pack which gives it a semi-active rear shock, so you can electrically adjust the suspension on the rear. This one's got that as well, so I guess this one's probably knocking on the door of about £11,000 with the options on it. This is actually the entry-level colour. It's weird that BMW makes me say such stupid phrases. Oh, it's the entry-level colour, because you know you get the triple black and there's a sport colour, and those colours come with options, so it's kind of hard just to say, oh, buy this one if you like the colour. But anyway, let's see how we go. Now, this is obviously very closely related to the F900XR, which is, I think, a more popular bike than this naked version, and that's been updated with all the stuff this has been updated with. This just has a smaller fuel tank, no fairing, different riding position, but the same fundamentals underneath. Now, F900XR is more of a Tracer 9 rival. Lots of people loving the new look of that XR model, but this naked, it's got updated looks. It looks like other BMW naked bikes now. So the other updates to this bike really are the ergonomics. They've moved the foot pegs higher up and further back to get you into more of a sporty riding position. They've also changed the front forks, so it's now adjustable. They changed the ergos a bit, as I said, and it's now got lean sensitive ABS. This one's got the quick shifter blipper as part of, I think, the dynamic pack, so it works up and down. But this already feels like a very good road bike. It's got Brembo brakes, radial calipers on it. It revs to just over 9,000 RPM, so that's, I know, it's pretty average for a parallel twin. And when you're on the move, you can't really hear the engine. It's just there underneath you, propelling you forward at a decent rate of knots. It's kind of what you expect. It's not quite as ferocious as an MT-09 or Street Triple RS. Obviously, its extra mass is blunting any extra cube advantage it has. Not that it has much of it over the MT-09, but yeah, it feels like it could have a boxer twin. It's got so much low down shove. Whoa! It was good fun though. It's good fun. The steering is a little bit slower than on the Yamaha and the Triumph, but it's still pretty fast, to be honest. I don't think you're going to be worrying about tackling twisties on this. It feels really good with a bit of lean on. Look at that, the bluebells are out. Lovely. Means spring is at its midpoint. We're probably in the spring perineum, or coming towards it. Yes, this is classic BMW, I have to say. It has got all the right components, it handles nicely, it feels solid, it feels lovely in a corner, and the engine's got punch for days. But what I'm missing is a bit of a fizz, a bit of a tingle, a bit of excitement. I think that would only come from riding this well beyond the speed limit. It's not yelping the front wheel up in the air, it's ploughing forwards mit efficiency, shall we say. I hate to do a cliche thing, but it is not the drunken Japanese businessman of the MT-09, nor the Barry 63 falling off a balcony and Benidorm of the Triumph Street Triple. But I like it, and I think there's a market out there for people who want BMW warranty and after sales support, and just that general solid sense of having a dependable bike that can keep up your mates on their sports bikes. Heated grips are on. Heated grips are on, they're good. They're typical BMW, they're very roasty toasty on setting 3. The up and down blipper seems to be working well even at low speeds. How are we going from first to second in a 30? Yeah, pretty smooth, you'd hope so from a parallel to it. Pretty easy to balance out, make quick shift to work, but they've done it. And then if you don't want to break the speed limits, you can just whack cruise on below 30 miles an hour as well. Take note, old Yamaha bikes. I know the new MT-09 can do it below 30 miles an hour. Yeah, so yeah, ride. It's reasonably firm actually at the moment. I've got the rear shock in road mode, so I could make it firmer if I want to. I don't. Now I should point out that doesn't adjust the fork, it's just the shock. So it's how much body pain or pleasure do you want on this particular ride. Yeah, motorcyclists, yay, you're learning, I think. Or you're just fans of high-vis. Usual BMW dashboard, which is to say, best in the business, isn't it? I hate to say it because they've kept the same one for years now, but it isn't broken, so they've not fixed it. Very little glare, very easy to use, very easy to get to your trips using the little, I call it an iDrive wheel like their cars, but it's not really. It's probably called a multi-touch sense controller. That's all from my side. Wheel of joy and efficiency. I don't actually know what I'm getting. Ooh, it's fast as well. It is nice and fast at proper normal road speeds. Oh no, I like it. I do like it. What do you think about the colour? I'm pretty sure in the 1990s my parents dressed me and my brother in a matching shell suit design that looked quite similar to these colours. I like it, and we should be celebrating bikes that are black and grey, shouldn't we? This is different. Yeah, front and back, really not much room before you start butting the pillion seat, but you can move side to side nicely without disturbing the bike too much. You wouldn't probably want to do massive trips on this. If you're scared of wind blast, you'd be fine. If you're a normal person who's got neck muscles, but otherwise if you're a fanny, get the XR version. There you go, you can put that in the marketing materials. One thing that has also changed from the F900XR to this, so this has a much smaller fuel tank, 13 litres as opposed to 15.5 in the big boy XR. Now people might whinge and say 13 litres, that's rubbish, but this is reckoning I'm going to get 140 miles on a full tank. That's enough for me. That's certainly enough for my backside. Even when touring, I'll stop every 100 miles anyway, just out of paranoia. I think that's a non-issue, unless you want to go and do, you know, massive stints without refueling, or if you do lots of commuting, then you might end up filling it up more than you otherwise would. And look, it's got keyless fuel flap. Excellent. And keyless ride as well. That's not standard though. That's in one of the packs, probably the comfort pack. I'm winging it here. I think that's in the comfort pack, which costs this much. Look at the Blossom, look at the Morgans. Oh yes, Morgan three-wheeler, hello. Never driven one of those, but deeply love to. If you work for Bell and Colville, drop an email. Quite a revvy parallel twin, actually. It really fired out of there towards the red line with voluptuous enthusiasm. Title of your mother's sex tape. Now I did say this bike is a little bit portly. It has lost 3 kilos over the previous version I think nearly 2 kilos of that has come out of the wheels, out of the unsprung mass. They've got a new wheel design on it. I'll show you that in a second. And they've lost 0.8 kilos by fitting a lightweight battery to it. So yeah, it's lost 3 kilos, but it's still heavier than pretty much every other bike in its class. But I think this is kind of playing its own game. It's not trying to be an MT-09 or a Street Triple. Those are sportier bikes than this. Now, so you've got riding modes, you've got road, dynamic and dynamic pro. And you get dynamic pro with the dynamic pack, and that should allow for more front wheel lift and potential hooliganism. Not really any ergonomic niggles on this, apart from the clutch lever wobbles about quite a lot. Other than the indicator is typical BMW. It's not much movement, it's a little bit stiff, but you get used to it, don't you? You know, look at an MT-09 video, people will be whinging about the new indicators on that, and hey, you get used to them. Low speed balance, pretty good. Not as good as a BMW Boxer with all the weight down by your pedicure, but it's reasonably good. My helmet really smells from Morocco. I've not washed it yet, sorry. I've washed none of my stuff from Morocco, so I look like I'm some adventure biking dusty wannabe on a street bike, which I realise is aesthetically unacceptable to some people. Nice engine, really nice engine. Almost making me regret going for a Tenere over an F900 GS, but here we are. Actually, town manners in a 30 limit, even in Dynamic Pro, they're okay. Absolutely fine. You're quite low in the revs, so the sharper throttle application of Dynamic Pro isn't forcing you to wheelie into an old lady's face and knock over her little shopping trolley. You know, knock off her fleece with wolves on it. Yeah, 30 miles an hour, 4th gear. It goes absolutely fine. I'd rather be in 3rd though. Bluebells. Right, sorry about all that GoPro chat. Here's a quick look at the F900R that I've just been riding. It does look quite cool in this blue and yellow paint scheme. There you go, got BMW's kind of fairly nondescript headlight now. Has got an R in it though. Your Brembo calipers. The engine's got this slightly textured finish to it. I don't know about that. I don't like the difference between the black and the sparkly, but then I'm just being a tart there. That's the exhaust. The new wheels there. Got this little Y shape at the end. That's how they save the weight, I imagine. Although this one is on Maxxis Supermax Sport tyres, which I've never ridden before. I've not really been pushing it, as you've seen. They feel okay. I don't like the fact it doesn't have a proper brake light. It's just done through the indicators, as BMW keeps doing. Got some little details here. Big grab handles as standard, and standard BMW dashboard there as well. I won't go through all of that. I'll save that for the full review, but I just realised you hadn't really seen the bike, so that's what it looks like. It is interesting that they've gone a slightly different direction for the S1000RR now, going back to twin headlights. But this and the new R1300R, which has just been announced, are still on single headlight. There we go. It does fire up with quite a loud, deep burble. But yes, as I've just been moving this bike around, you really do feel the weight when you're pushing it around. It doesn't feel half as light as a Street Triple or MT-09 when you're just moving it around. It feels like it's made of lead. But as I've said, I've had some fun on it. That engine is really lovely on the road. Plenty of punch. If your riding style is more like a bit, you know, not Larry, just a normal person, not trying to do skids and wheelies, this is a cracking bike, I think. I just don't think it would get under my skin in the same way its rivals do. It's not laugh out loud fun. It's just good. It's just good. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. Full review will be up in a couple of weeks once I've done more miles on it. This is just the first ride. Subscribe to the channel. Got more videos coming soon, including a tour around France off-road on a motorbike. But anyway, I shall see you soon. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Actually, unsubscribe and unlike this video. Thank you, goodbye.